Are we on the record?
Yes, we are.
All right, we have a Riley Tucker. Mr. Tucker, you are here on charges of burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, grand theft of a motor vehicle, petty theft. The bonds for the first two are $5,000 each, and then one for $1,000. State, I was a little worried. I didn't quite understand this. It looks like there's 3 different burglaries and 2 different grand thefts. Was that an unnecessary duplication, or are those actually the charges? Oh, I apologize. I got it right here. Who was that? Oh, Judge Denmark. So yes, those are your bonds on those charges, sir. So you have 3 burglaries of an unoccupied conveyance with a bond of $5,000 each, 2 counts of grand theft of a motor vehicle with a bond of $5,000 each, and a charge of petty theft with a bond of $1,000. Do you need the public defender, sir?
Already have one.
Okay. Oh, regional counsel's actually representing.
Yes, sir. The PD withdrew, and there's an order in that RCC had been appointed. So I don't know if that applies today also.
It would.
It would.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now we do have our interpreter. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sandra Fejo, Court Interpreter's Office.
Do we have anyone who needs the interpreter?
None at South.
We have one at Central,
And who is that?
Rodriguez Figueroa Carlos.
Carlos Rodriguez Figueroa.
Así.
What, bro?
Judge, you also need a Arabic interpreter.
Arabic.
Arabic.
All right, Carlos Rodriguez Figueroa.
Yes.
Carlos Rodriguez Figueroa.
Sir, you are here on charges of domestic violence, battery, possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia, all with a bond of $1,000, as well as a charge of possession of methamphetamine with a bond of $5,000.
Señora, usted se le imputa el delito de violencia intrafamiliar con lesiones corporales, tenencia de cannabis pero no mayor de 20 gramos, tenencia de adminículos de drogas y tenencia de metanfetamina.
If you're able to bond out, there are conditions of pretrial release, which will include the following.
De usted poder salir en puesta de libertad, tendrá que acatarse unas condiciones en cuanto a una libertad previa al juicio.
That you would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, ammunition. You would have no contact with the alleged victim, but you may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of release, accompanied by law enforcement to retrieve any personal items.
Señor, se le prohíbe que tenga interacción o contacto alguno con la parte perjudicada. Se le prohíbe que regrese a la residencia de la víctima. Sin embargo, se le permite que regrese a la residencia en una sola ocasión dentro de las primeras 48 horas de su puesta en libertad, siempre y cuando usted sea acompañado por un agente del orden público para retirar sus efectos personales.
Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Señor, ¿necesita usted los servicios del abogado de oficio?
Sí.
Yes.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Señor, nombraré a la oficina de abogados de oficio para que los represente. Le deseo buena suerte.
All right, and we don't have anyone else who needs a Spanish interpreter.
¿Hay alguna otra persona que necesite servicios de interpretación en español?
Yes, Your Honor, we have one more now.
Sí, tenemos a uno ahorita.
And what is your name, sir?
Roberto
Señor-
Alcuzar.
Hold on, step back like 2 steps for me.
Señor,
Hold on, he
camine
doesn't
hacia
need the
atrás.
interpreter. He can understand everything I'm saying. Have a seat, sir. We'll
A
get
little
you.
bit.
Good. A little bit's going to be enough. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right, if the bailiffs would have everyone stand up and be sworn in, please.
All right,
Right.
raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do out loud.
I do. Yes.
All right, please be seated. Folks, you're here for first appearance. When your name is called, come forward. We're going to only go over a few things. First, I'm going to ask you if you need the service of the public defender. If your answer is anything other than no, we'll talk about your financial situation to determine if you qualify for the public defender. Next, we will look at the probable cause affidavit, and if there is probable cause, we'll determine if there's any appropriate bond or release conditions for your case. Please do not talk about the facts of your case in any way whatsoever. If you start to say something and you think it might be related to your case, don't say it. With that, we'll begin with Robert Carroll.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carroll is here on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of methamphetamine with a bond of $1,000 and $5,000. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir, I do.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Clarence Uline.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on an allegation of failure to appear for pretrial conference pursuant to the warrant signed by the Honorable Judge David Stamey. Your bond amount is $2,000, and the public defender has previously been appointed. Good luck, sir.
Sir.
Christopher Forsyth.
Sir.
Christopher Forsyth is here on an allegation of a violation of probation. He'll be held no bond. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
No, sir.
All right, then. Good luck, sir. Chance Kessler. Sir, you're here on charges of a violation of injunction for protection and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause for the charges. Your bond amounts will be $5,000 and $1,000. If you're able to bond out, there will be conditions of pretrial release, which will include the following: that you would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, or ammunition. You would have no contact with the alleged victim. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor,
Oh, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Hold on a second, Ms.
Yes,
Gomes.
sir. Deborah Goins on behalf of Mr. Kessler. And what I did notice, Your Honor, is the affidavit is actually void of any indication of what injunction they're talking about and whether there was a valid extant injunction at the time. That should be included in the affidavit if if it's all premised upon a violation of a pretrial injunction. Or
Oh, yeah, it says Kessler was served the injunction paperwork on February 18th, 2026, and you're saying that's not enough information about the injunction or what it is?
I'm sorry, sir, with regards to the affidavit, that's what I'm looking at to make sure that I'm looking at the same thing the court was.
State any response?
I'm just looking at, because I'm not seeing it on what I have in front of me.
All right, under the probable cause affidavit, it's the third paragraph, last sentence.
Yeah. Yes, well, accepting what the court is saying, I can
All right.
accept that.
All right, sir, public defender is appointed to represent you. Good luck, sir. Kim Kimbrough?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kimbrough, you're here on a charge of domestic violence, aggravated battery on a person over the age of 65. State wish to be heard on this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, regarding this case, should Your Honor find probable cause for the state, we're requesting 24 hours to find a pretrial, or to file a pretrial detention motion.
All right. So this case will be held over until tomorrow for first appearance. And sir, do you need the public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Public defender will be appointed to represent you. Good luck, sir. James Lewis?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewis, you're here on charges of aggravated battery on a person using a deadly weapon.
A deadly weapon?
Yes, a deadly weapon.
I didn't have a deadly weapon. I'm
See,
sorry.
there's that whole thing
Somebody
about
threw a
not talking
stick at
about
me.
the facts of your case. So do not
All
talk
right.
about the facts of your case. In this case, they're saying that a brick or a piece of concrete is a deadly weapon.
All right. I'm
So,
sorry, sir.
On the charge, your bond amount will be $10,000, and if you're able to bond out, there'll be conditions of pretrial release, which will include the following: that you would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, ammunition,
Never.
bricks, or concrete, and you would have no contact with the alleged victim. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes. Could I
I will
can you tell me
appoint
what
the
kind of
public defender
felony?
to represent you. Good luck, sir.
All right. Can you tell me what kind of felony I was charged with?
Dalen Mahoney?
Present, sir.
Sir, you're here on charges of a domestic violence battery with a prior conviction and domestic violence aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Your bond amount will be $5,000 and $10,000. And if you're able to bond out, there'll be conditions of pretrial release, which will include the following: that you would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, or ammunition. You have no contact with the alleged victim, but you may return the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of release, accompanied by law enforcement to retrieve any personal items. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender? I can't hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
I have a question.
Javier Morales.
Oh.
Mr. Morales, you're here on two charges out of Volusia County with bonds of $250 and $500. Hopefully Volusia County will come to get you fairly quickly, but if not, we will set that for next Thursday, and we'll do what we have to do.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you.
This is Moreno, right?
It is not.
What's
Morales.
Morales, that gentleman, I wanted to bring that to the court's attention. I thought that he had been here. Yes. Javier?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been here.
Oh, wait, it's okay. Let me finish. Actually, he got arrested June 16th. He has been brought back. And so I was thinking if this might be the time, especially because they provided a bond for him, but he can't obviously afford the bond. So I'm asking if the court ROR him.
What's that?
I'm just trying to find
So you had a first appearance hearing on June 17th, and then a variety of, yeah, that doesn't make sense. There's no reason Mr. Morales should still be in our jail, so he's going to be released on his own recognizance as to these charges. Sir, Mr. Morales, you probably want to contact Volusia County to find out what's going on, otherwise you're probably just going to get arrested again.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. What's that? Carlos Rivera? Mr. Rivera, you're here on charges of possession of cannabis and possession of drug paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000 each, and possession of cannabis resin with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Lamond Samuels? Sir, you're here on two charges out of Orange County with no bond as to each of those. We will set that for next Thursday to see if Orange County has done what they're supposed to do, and if not, then we'll do what we have to do. Good luck, sir.
What would that be?
Jose Soto? Sir, you're here on charges of resisting an officer without violence with a bond of $1,000, trespass and grand theft of a motor vehicle with a bond of $5,000 each. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Yes, we killed Christian Romero.
Romero? Artell. Romero. Oh, there it is. Christian Romero, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Romero, I had that as in medical.
He was yesterday.
Okay. All right, sir, well, you're here on charges of loitering or prowling with a bond of $5,000, battery on a law enforcement officer with a bond of $5,000, and 2 counts of resisting an officer without violence with a bond of $1,000 each. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. I'm sorry. Yeah. All based on what? Oh, okay. So there's immigration detainer on this? It says, yes, I apologize, sir. As a result of the immigration detainer, your bond amounts will be $10,000, $10,000, and $2,000 as to each of the other charges.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, Calvin Ross is the one that's medically unable.
Yeah, Calvin Ross, I got it.
All right, thank you.
All right, then moving to Central, beginning with the females, Jody Banks.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're here on charges of attempted tampering with evidence and possession of fentanyl with a bond of $5,000 each, and then possession of drug paraphernalia and DUI with a bond of $1,000 each. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am. Megan Barnett,
Yes, sir.
and you're here on a charge of petty theft for which there is probable cause. Your bond amount will be $250. Additionally, you're currently out on bond on 26 CF 6263. That bond will be revoked. You'll be held a no bond pursuant to Parker v. State. Ma'am, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Roselia Benitez. Ma'am, you're here on charges of battery on a person over the age of 65 and resisting an officer without violence. The bond amounts will be $5,000 and $1,000. And if you're able to bond out, there'll be conditions of pretrial release, which will include the following. That you would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, or ammunition. You'd have no contact with the alleged victim, but you may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of release, accompanied by law enforcement to retrieve any personal items. Ma'am, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Did she say no, sir?
She said yes, sir.
Oh, she did. Thank you.
April Bobrowski.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're here on a charge of destroying or tampering or fabricating physical evidence. Your bond amount will be $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yeah.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am. Janaisha Brown.
Yes.
And you're here on a allegation of a violation of probation for which you'll be held no bond. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am. Sarah Jane Fridovich.
Yes, sir.
And you're here on two charges out of Hillsborough County for which you're being held no bond. We will set that for next Thursday to see if they've done what they're supposed to do, and if not, then we'll do what we have to do. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Carrie Ann Hetherington. Ma'am, you're on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of cannabis with a bond of $1,000 each, and possession of methamphetamine with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am. Rihanna Hunter. Senator, you're here on two warrants from the Honorable Judge Hope Patey for failure to appear for mandatory docketing. You will be held no bond on those charges. Then you have grand theft of a motor vehicle, criminal mischief, obtaining 2 or more credit cards, destroying or tampering with physical evidence, computer crimes, and use or possession of an ID of another person. The bond on each of those is $5,000. And then unarmed burglary of an occupied dwelling, the bond is $10,000. Additionally, pursuant to the warrant signed by the Honorable Judge Michelle Pinkett, you'll be placed on pretrial release with the following condition included: that you would have no contact with the alleged victim, including staying at least 500 feet away from the victim's home, vehicle, place of employment, and/or school at all times. Ma'am, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes.
All right, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Judge, she does have a 5-day hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Hold on just a second. Pursuant to the warrant from the Honorable Judge Hope Patey, you will have a 5-day hearing scheduled on July 13th at 8:30, and your attorney will be there.
Okay.
Christina Knapp.
Sir.
Ma'am, you're on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000, possession of methamphetamine with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Lindsay Levenhagen.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're here on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of cannabis with a bond of $1,000 each, possession of methamphetamine with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Your Honor, this is interpreter.
Mason. I'm sorry?
This is the Spanish interpreter.
Yes, ma'am.
The Arabic interpreter will not be available until tomorrow.
Okay, then that'll be set over for tomorrow, whichever case that is.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Mason?
How you doing, sir?
I'm well. You're here on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. You are recommended for straight pretrial release. What that means is, if you're agree to abide by all the conditions of pretrial release, show up for all your court dates, and listen to all the orders given you by a judge, that I can release you without you having to post a bond. Can you promise me you'll do those things?
Of course, I promise on my heart.
All right, then I'll do it. Straight pretrial release. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Adriana Neblis?
Nieblas.
Neblis, thank you. Ma'am, you're here on a charge of trespass with a bond of $250. Do you need the service of the public defender?
I can easily pay that.
Okay, but do you need the service of the public defender?
I don't even know what that means. I'm schizophrenic.
Well, some people who are schizophrenic would understand that. I don't think that's a reason, but the public defender is
Okay,
an
but I have
attorney that can
autism
help
too.
represent you. Would you like to have an attorney represent you?
Oh, yes, I would.
All right, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Where am I going?
Kimora Reagans?
Oh. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're on a charge of domestic violence battery. There is probable cause for the charge. Your bond amount will be $1,000. And if you're able to bond out, there'll be conditions of pretrial release. Those conditions will include the following. That you would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, or ammunition. You'd have no contact with the alleged victim, but you may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of release accompanied by law enforcement to retrieve any personal items. Ma'am, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Gail Wessel?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am, you are here on 5 counts of failure to appear for a hearing. According to the warrant signed by the Honorable Judge Michelle Pinkett, you will be held no bond on those charges, and a public defender will be appointed to represent you. Good luck, ma'am.
What's this?
All right, that should be all the females, so we'll move to the males, beginning with Roberto Altazar Rodriguez.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're here as a result of a failure to appear warrant signed by the Honorable Judge David Stamey. Your bond amount is $500. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the
I,
public
I
defender.
think my bonus already paid for.
Good luck, sir. Jason Backel.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here as a result of driving a license suspended or revoked. The bond is $5,000 for that, and also failure to appear for a mandatory docketing call pursuant to the warrant signed by the Honorable Judge Bob Grody. Your bond amount is $2,000 on that. A public defender's previously been appointed for that case. Do you want the public defender for your new case?
Yes, please.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Trayton Bonner.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on a failure to appear warrant signed by the Honorable Judge David Stamey for pretrial conference. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Stephen Bonner.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here on an allegation of a violation of probation for which you will be held no bond. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Dennis Celentano.
Yes, sure.
Sir, you're here on charges of possession of cannabis, possession of narcotic paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000 each, and tampering with physical evidence with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sure.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Dewey Dorsey.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on charge of possession of drug paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000 and possession of cannabis resin with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Mark Duncan.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Duncan, you're here on a charge of driving a license suspended the third time, which would be a felony. Your bond amount is $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. James Evans.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on an allegation of a violation of probation for which you'll be held no bond. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, I do.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Francisco Fernandez.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on charges of battery with a prior conviction and battery a second or subsequent offense. The bond amounts are $5,000 each. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, I do, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Curtis Gary.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gary, you're here as a result of a warrant out of Hillsborough County with a no bond. So we're going to hold you until next Thursday, and we'll have to see. Hopefully, Hillsborough comes and gets you before then. Good luck,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
David Harrell.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000 and possession of methamphetamine with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Justin Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
Yes.
Lawrence, you're here as a result of a warrant out of Bay County for which you'll be held no bond. We'll set that for next Thursday to see if they drove all the way from Bay County or not to come get you. Good luck, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Ashton Leon.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leon is here on 2 counts of burglary with assault or battery therein, criminal mischief, and trespass. State wish to be heard.
Yes, Your Honor. Regarding the 2 counts of burglary with assault or battery, as those are both first-degree felonies, punishable by life, state is requesting defendant be held no bond.
All right, as it relates to those 2 charges, the defendant will be held no bond. As to the other 2 charges, that'll be $250 each. Mr. Leon, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, did you mean to skip over Jones John? Have you seen that?
No. Did I skip over him? Oh, I did. I apologize.
What's his name?
John Jones?
Yeah, how you doing, Your Honor?
I apologize. You're here as a result of a warrant signed by the Honorable Judge Bob Grody for failure to appear for mandatory docketing. Your bond on that is $2,000, and the public defender has previously been appointed to represent you. Good luck, sir.
All right.
Philip Nartker? Sir, you're on charge of possession. Did I miss somebody again? I did. Johnny Lewis, I apologize. Johnny Lewis is here on a charge of domestic violence battery with a prior conviction. Bond amount is $5,000. If you're able to bond out, sir, there'll be conditions of pretrial release, which will include the following. You would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, or ammunition. You'd have no contact with the alleged victim, but you may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of release, accompanied by law enforcement to retrieve any personal items. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir, please.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you so much.
Philip Nartker?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're on charge of possession of methamphetamine with a bond of $5,000, possession of drug paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Josu Almeida Ortiz?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on charge of domestic violence, simple assault. The bond amount will be $1,000, and if you're able to bond out, there'll be conditions of pretrial release. Those conditions will include the following. You would not use, possess, or carry any weapons, firearms, guns, knives, or ammunition. You have no contact with the alleged victim, but you may return to the victim's residence one time only within 48 hours of release, accompanied by law enforcement to retrieve any personal items. Sir, do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Nigel Polidor?
How are you doing, Your Honor?
Well, sir, you are here on a charge of violation of probation for which you will be held no bond. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, I do.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm being told that there's also a VOP for theft of sales tax, so it'll still be no bond and public defender will still be appointed.
All right, well, when will be my next court date?
I don't know. Brian Prieto?
Yes, sir. Good day,
You're
sir.
on 2 counts of violation of probation for which you'll be held no bond. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir. I will also ask
I will
to
appoint
ask
the public
you,
defender to represent you. What's that?
sir. Real quick, I'm sorry to bother you. I know this is quick. But is there any chance, right? I know I have no bond, but I just got released from prison like 3.5 months ago. I've been working the whole time. I was able to get my license, get my own place, and I was hoping to see if there's any way I could be on pretrial release to my next court day or anything, because I have a job you can verify. I have my own place.
I can answer the question. The VOP is signed by another judge, and I'm not the appellate court for that judge, so it's got to stay no bond. But talk to your attorney about it.
Okay, and when would I know my next court date?
When you go back and look at the kiosk.
Okay, sir.
Ignatius Reddick?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on 2 counts of violation of probation for which you'll be held no bond, and a charge of driving while license suspended or revoked. The bond for that will be $1,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Harry Robinson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Robinson, you're here on charge of possession of cannabis and possession of narcotic paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000 each. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir. I was wondering if I can get the pretrial release too, sir.
No, sir, but I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Zier Sanders? Did I miss one?
Sanders bonded.
Thank you. Johnny Shields?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're on a charge of driving a license suspended or revoked with a bond of $1,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Randy Simmons?
Sir.
Mr. Simmons, you're here on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia with a bond of $1,000, possession of cocaine with a bond of $5,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
All right.
Charles Speed? Mr. Speed, you're here on charge of unarmed murder of an unoccupied dwelling, criminal mischief, and grand theft of property with a bond of $5,000 each. And then a charge of dealing in stolen property with a bond of $10,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Christopher Wallace. Mr.
Present,
Wallace,
Your
you're here
Honor.
on 2 counts of violation of probation for which you'll be held no bond. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor. Can
I
I
will
just
appoint
make
the
a quick,
public defender to represent you. What's
Your
that?
Honor, just a quick statement. I finished
No,
paying
no,
off
don't
my
make a statement.
probation.
Don't make a statement. That's going to
Okay.
affect you in court.
Okay.
Jonathan White.
Yes, sir.
Mr. White, you're here on 2 counts of violation of probation for which you'll be held no bond. Do you need the service of the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir. Zachary Woodruff.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're here on charges of possession of cannabis with a bond of $1,000, violation of Lakeland City Code with a bond of $250, driving while license suspended or revoked with a bond of $250, possession of cocaine with a bond of $5,000, and trespass with a bond of $1,000. Do you need the service of the public defender?
I do, Your Honor.
I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
What about Yahya Zabin?
David's the one who needs Arabic.
Oh, okay, we'll bring that back tomorrow then.
Yes, sir.
Anything else at South or Central?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, thank you very much.
Excellent. What
Good morning, Corrigan.
guys, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Excellent. What time do you think you're gonna be wanting these guys? Because I got like a 6-hour window here and I got a gangster and a general pop.
The Morales and Sanchez should be scheduled to start at 9:30.
Sanchez, so do you want Sanchez or Morales first? Because I can't have them together.
Right. I'm not sure who they want first, but we wouldn't need them before 9:30. So let me just ask the board if they have a preference of who to see first.
Okay, so they're definitely gonna be starting at 9:30 then?
Yes. Yeah, just give me
Okay.
one moment and I'll ask
Sounds
them who
good.
they want first.
Yes.
Let me know, just give me a yell when you're ready.
Hi.
You want to ask them, Kristen? Are we good to go with my stuff, Kristen?
Yes.
Okay, so good morning. I'm Karen Examiner Trisell, and today is Thursday, July 9th, 2026. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Zaccanini.
Member Rodriguez.
This is a final revocation review for Tyshawn Blanket, meet number 265-207. Recommend a revoke and referral on May 14, 2027, which is an approximate 18-month sanction with the following conditions. No consumption of alcoholic beverages, behavioral management tools for domestic violence. No contact with co-defendant Sarah Miller. No contact with victims ES or SS. No contact with victim LMM without parole officer's permission. No operation of a motor vehicle without parole officer's permission. Does the board accept or reject this recommendation?
Just a halfway house.
Yeah, do we need an halfway house?
It was on.
It was on there, but I don't know.
Oh, I think I did. I wrote to add it, right, because I missed it in the hearing, because he had
Okay.
asked for that
Okay.
person to be his sponsor, and I don't, and if you guys agree that you shouldn't have contact with her. The co-defendant, he said Claire Miller,
Right.
that's for the sponsor, so yeah, halfway house, please.
Yeah, we'll add halfway house, and we'll let the field decide. Ms. Polk? Okay, Mr. Rodriguez? In the matter of Tyshawn Boykin, I'll move to accept the recommendations of the hearing examiner with the additional condition of halfway house. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
This concludes the final revocation review for Tyshawn Lincoln, inmate number 265207. Good morning, I'm hearing examiner Trisell. Today is Thursday, July 9, 2026. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Giacomini?
Emma Rodriguez.
This is the final revocation review for Raymond Bridges, inmate number 070307. I recommend revoking parole on July 9, 2026, which is an approximate 1 year and 2 week sanction with the following conditions: mental health evaluation and treatment as deemed necessary, and halfway house placement. This board accept or reject this recommendation.
Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Polk? All right, in the matter of Raymond Bridges, I'll move to accept the recommendations of the hearing examiner. All in favor?
Aye.
It's a final revocation review for Raymond Bridges, inmate number 070307. Morning, I'm hearing examiner Trisell. Today is Thursday, July 9, 2026. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Giacomini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
This is a final notification review for Arthur Hall, inmate number 1458482. I recommend our vote for no parole date, which is an approximate 17-month sanction with the following condition, without conditions. Does the board accept or reject this recommendation?
Mr. Polk? Okay, Mr. Rodriguez? All right, in the matter of Arthur Hall, I'll move to accept the recommendation to revoke and with no new parole date. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's a final notification review for Arthur Hall, inmate number Today is Thursday, July 9, 2026. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Giacomini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
This is the final revocation review for Frankie McNair, inmate number 420884. I recommend revoke and parole on August 17, 2026, which is an approximate 4-month sanction with the following conditions: behavioral management program for anger management, no contact with victim SB and DM, a mental health evaluation and treatment as deemed necessary, no operation of a motor vehicle without parole officer's permission, and halfway house placement. This board accept or reject this recommendation.
Mr. Rodriguez? All right, in the matter of Frankie McNair Jr., I'll move to accept the recommendation of the hearing examiner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is a final revocation review for Frankie McNair. Today is Thursday, July 9, 2026. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Giacomini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
This is a final verification review for Jason Randolph, 292375. Recommend revoke and parole on August 18, 2026, which is an approximate 10-month sanction. Just double check. Sorry, it's a 4-month sanction.
Yeah.
Does the board accept or reject this, the following conditions? No consumption of alcoholic beverages, behavioral management program for domestic violence, no contact with victims, RS, LR, or RA, general no contact with AR, and halfway house placement. Does the board accept or reject this recommendation?
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah.
Mr. Polk? All right, in the matter of Jason Randolph, I'll move to accept the recommendations of the hearing examiner. All in favor?
Aye.
This concludes the final revocation review for Jason Randolph, number 292375. Good morning, I'm your examiner Trisell. Today is Thursday, July 9, 2026. Board members, please state your names for the record.
Jennifer Giacomini?
Councilmember Rodriguez.
This is the final revocation review for Eric Williams, inmate number 341866. I recommend removal on August 7, 2026, which is an approximate 4-month sanction with the following conditions: no consumption of alcoholic beverages, behavioral management program for domestic violence, no contact with victim AC and IC without parole officer's permission, no contact with victim WJ. Does the board accept or reject this recommendation?
Mr. Rodriguez?
Accept.
Okay, in the matter of Eric Williams, I'll move to accept the recommendations of the hearing examiner. All in favor?
Aye.
This concludes the final revocation fee for Eric Williams, number
All the way down. Who calls, we got Bowles? Yeah. One of Bowles. Yeah, they go down to see, oh, sorry.
Good morale. Yes, sir. Just roll in there. They'll just pop on and start talking.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Morales?
Okay, sit tight. We're not gonna start until 9:30 and it's 9:13 right now.
All right.
Mr. Morales, could you ask the CO to come in and unmute the equipment?
You can hear me now?
Yes, thank you, officer.
Thank you. No problem.
Good morning, Mr. Morales.
Good morning.
Morning, we're gonna get started with your rescission hearing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, I'm E.O. Meiser, a hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. Can the board members who are present today please state their names for the record? Good morning, Jennifer Takanini.
Morning, Mike Polk.
Good morning, panel member Rodriguez.
This is a rescission hearing concerning Morales Jonathan, number 395889. Today is July 9th, 2026. This hearing is being conducted at Polk Correctional Center and the BOPP Central Office via video. This is a public hearing and public access to the hearing is available via video live stream. Can you please state your name and inmate number for the record, sir?
Jonathan Morales, 395889.
This is a rescission hearing to determine whether you have violated conditions of your release. I will review and make findings of fact as to each of the charges against you. If I find that you have violated one or more conditions of your release, the board will consider whether or not your release should be rescinded. Decision made by the board today will be final. This is an administrative hearing. The rules limiting the type of evidence admissible in a criminal trial do not apply in a parole rescission hearing. Disputed charges will be resolved by the preponderance of the evidence. The preponderance of the evidence means evidence that taken as a whole is more credible and convincing than the evidence offered in opposition to it. If at any time during the hearing you have a question about the procedure, feel free to ask me about it. At this hearing, you have certain rights, which I will now review with you. Did you receive the written notice of the hearing?
Yes, I have.
Did you receive a packet of information which includes the rescission notice and the information supporting the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to be represented by an attorney at this hearing. You may retain your own attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, there are limited circumstances under which one may be appointed for you by the board. Do you want to proceed without an attorney?
Yes, ma'am. I'll proceed without one.
You have a right to submit relevant documentary evidence, for example, letters or other written documents. Do you have any relevant documentary evidence to submit?
No, ma'am.
Okay, at this hearing, you have a right to call voluntary witnesses and cross-examine adverse witnesses. Do you have any witnesses to testify today?
No, ma'am.
Are you prepared to proceed with the hearing at this time?
Yes, I am.
So I will review each charge and inform you of the information underlying the charge. If you choose to make no reply to the charge, the hearing shall proceed, and my decision will be made based on the information available. At the conclusion of the fact-finding portion of the hearing, I will inform you of my findings. The hearing will then be turned over to the board to consider your suitability for re-release. So the testimony at today's hearing will be taken under oath. So Mr. Morales, can you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or sincerely affirm, as the case may be, the evidence you shall give concerning this case should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God upon penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do. I swear.
So I'm going to read the charges. So charge 1 under significant adverse information, class A disciplinary reports. Since being granted a re-parole date on 12/12/24, Mr. Morales has been issued 28 disciplinary reports from 1/11/25 to 5/2/26. Disciplinary reports were issued for the following conducts: fighting 5/2/26, assault on DOC 9/30/25, threats ×2, 9/30/25 and 8/22/25, contraband A ×2, 8/20/25, intoxication 8/20/25, arson 7/8/25, and numerous for interfering in safety and security. Charge 2 is new conviction. On 2/28/25, while in custody, the defendant was arrested for weapon corrections institution. And on 7/25/25, Mr. Morales was found guilty and sentenced to 1 year jail, execution suspended after 6 months with a conditional discharge of 1 day. On 7/8/25, Mr. Morales was arrested for arson second, bodily injury, reckless endangerment first,
Colonel Bishop first, the preacher P second. On 6/9/26, Mr. Morales pled guilty to the reckless burning and was sentenced to 18 months jail. So would you like to respond to those charges?
Yes, ma'am. For the one with the weapon in the state facility, I caught that charge before I was released last time by the board. Not this time. I was just wondering why it was brought up.
Well, you were convicted of it on the behavior occurred at 2/28/25. Your hearing date for when you were revoked and re-paroled was 12/12/24. So
Yeah, I had, when I went to the hearing last time, when I was released to the halfway house, I had that charge still pending. And they served me that charge after I was released while I was still in the halfway house. And then I violated for the absconding and I came in and then I was going to court. But I was served that charge while I was still at the halfway house. I was released after I caught that charge.
Well, you received a conviction while you were in custody.
Yes, ma'am, I did,
Correct.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you want to respond to any of the other charges?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you admit to the charges? Is there a partial admittance, or do you deny the charges that were stated?
No, I admit, I did what they said I did.
So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna announce my findings in regards to those two charges. So I do make a finding of violation on charge one, condition significant adverse information, classified history reports. This is based on your admission of guilt, as well as evidence and testimony that we have provided. On charge number two, I make a finding of violation, new convictions based on your conviction, as well as your admission of guilt. So that includes the fact finding portion of the hearing. So should you be re-paroled, where do you plan to live? Do you have any employment options?
Yeah, I have 2 employment options, but I can't go to my sister's house. So I really don't have a legal address in the state of Connecticut. My legal address is in Alabama, which I can't go to. So I'm probably gonna have to go back to halfway house.
So what area would you want to go to?
Waterbury, because that's where my sister and my support is at.
And what about your job opportunities that you stated? Can you explain a little more?
I have one at Bersuto's, which is in Cheshire, which is a halfway house. And then, if I want, I have a construction job. My uncle owns his own construction business.
What was the first one? I'm sorry.
Pseudos.
Did you say?
Is there anything else that you want to say in regards to the board at this time before I turn it over? Any information they should know?
Oh, yes. I spoke to my attorney yesterday, John Baer from the state of Alabama. And apparently there was like a lack of communication between special parole and my probation officer in the state of Alabama. And I don't know if they're going to put out a warrant for my arrest for not reporting. I told them that I've been in custody since. He said he's dealing with it as of right now. I don't have a warrant, but he said he's pretty sure they're probably going to put one out in the next 30 days, unless either I don't know who my parole officer is because I don't know where I'm going. So I don't know who needs to speak to them or if I'm going to be released or not.
Okay. Well, we'll deal with what's going on today first before we address that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Mr. Morales' re-parole date was April 6, 2026. His special parole completion date is May 16, 2028. So I'm now going to turn the hearing over to the panel chair.
Thank you. Mr. Morales, before we get into our questions, I just want to ask you to clarify. You said you can't go to your sister's house. She's in Alabama?
No, my sister's out here, but I personally, I have a house in Alabama. That's where I was living at before I caught my original case. So I don't really have an address out here.
Wait a minute. You own a home in Alabama?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your sister lives in Waterbury. Why can't you go there?
She has 3 kids and there's really no room in the 3-bedroom apartment if I go.
Oh. All right. And You said that probation in Alabama may be putting out a warrant for your arrest based on this stuff? Why?
No, it's based on, I guess he's saying that there's lack of communication. I guess since the last time I was released, parole didn't contact them. I was told they were going to contact them. He said there's been no contact in the last 2.5 years. So when I got released the original time, before I absconded the first time, they told me they were going to contact them, and my
Well, why didn't you contact them?
Because the attorney I had, Sonia Jones, she said that she would call down here, and the lady from Bridgeport, who was my parole officer at the time, Ms. Martinez, she said she communicated with them, and every time I will report that she will let them know, but apparently that never happened.
What?
So
Did you listen to me very carefully? Why didn't you contact your probation officer in Alabama?
I did. I called twice, and then
Okay.
both times they told me I wasn't in probation out of Tuscaloosa. I was in Northport, and every time I called Northport, I'll be on hold forever. I notified somebody at the judge's chamber, which was some lady named Miss Ullman. So
you were on probation in Alabama when you were originally sentenced here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and in the state of Virginia as well.
All right, let's get back to your rescission. So you're given a new parole date of April, so you should have been out in the community by now. So explain to us why you would jeopardize your freedom by acting out in the facility. 28 tickets, that's unheard of in any incarceration, never mind someone who's waiting to go back out into the community. And these are serious tickets. We're not talking minor infractions.
Honestly, I was really more mad at myself, and I was just lashing out, and I know it wasn't the right thing to do. I mean, I really don't have no excuse. I was just acting out.
I'm not looking for an excuse, but we certainly would need some kind of explanation, because if you can't follow basic rules and not be violent while you're incarcerated, why would we expect that of you in the community, sir?
I mean, before, when I was released the last times, I really didn't have anything to look forward to. I burned a lot of bridges with my family before. So when I came in this time, I was just mad because I was starting to build those bridges, and I felt like I burnt them again. I mean, I have my sister back on my side, and then really just more my grandmother this time. There's really nobody to take care of my grandmother, and she has Alzheimer's, and it's just, nah. I got too much to lose this time.
Well, which, I mean, logically and rationally, it would make more sense that you would be doing things right to get back out there to help your grandmother.
Yes, it would. I was just lashing out. I was doing it the wrong way. I was angry.
I mean, you're 31 years old. When does it stop? What are you angry about?
I was really more mad at myself because I got released. Because I got released several times, and after doing all that time, I felt like being at the halfway house, like I could stare at freedom out the window, but I couldn't really have it. So I just ended up leaving. And it was the wrong way to go about it.
I mean, the purpose of a halfway house is to be a bridge from prison to some kind of home of your own. Were you working, saving money? I mean, that's what you're supposed to be doing while you're in a halfway house. Going to programs. What were you doing besides taking off?
I didn't even give it a chance. I actually left the same day I got there. I didn't give it a chance at all.
Right. You're really not giving us much to work with here. These are serious behavioral concerns. And to get a new conviction while you're waiting to be released. I mean, our hands are a little tied here. Do you understand that, sir?
I understand, ma'am.
Are you comfortable being there in that jumpsuit?
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
So why, after the first couple, couldn't you stop and say, wow, what am I doing? I'm just making things worse for myself here. I guess, why couldn't you control your behaviors?
I really chose not to.
Okay.
It was hard to get out of that mindset. I was spiraling downwards. And honestly, when I reached the bottom, I realized I dug myself in a deeper hole than I already was in.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing I could say it took me the hard way to learn to reach rock bottom before I realized what I was actually doing. I mean, I knew what I was doing, but I had like the case that I didn't care, and I just dug myself so deep and realized I couldn't dig myself out.
Well, you can always dig yourself out, right? But these are choices. You have to choose to do better for your life. I mean, your special parole is ending in less than 2 years. And what's your plan after that?
I really want to go back down to Alabama where all my support is at.
Who's in Alabama?
My mother's parents, my aunts, everything from my mom's side is down there.
So why didn't you go there on parole?
Because they don't have parole and they wanted to put me on color code, and at the time I couldn't afford to pay the monthly fees to be down there.
Alabama doesn't have parole?
No, they have probation and color code, which is kind of hard to explain what color code is.
Who's maintaining your place in Alabama?
My grandmother, my mother's mother. She's living down there right now.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go through 28 tickets because it's very clear you were just, being a menace, really. This behavior is just unacceptable. I don't even know where to begin. I'm at a loss here. And even while you were out there, you were not taking advantage of parole, what parole is all about. So why would we think that you would go out there and do the right thing now?
Oh, God. Honestly, I don't want to be in here when my other grandmother dies because it's not really looking good for her right now. And I've been talking to my niece who just turned 15, and it's kind of some of the things she said made me think about some stuff.
Let me ask you a question. When you were getting into all this trouble in the facility, threatening people, using the arson, fighting, did you know you'd have to come back before us?
No, actually, I didn't.
So you thought you were just going to do whatever you wanted to and victimize people and then just go out on your date in April? Did you really believe that?
Not leave in April, but I figured I would leave whenever I served the time for the charges.
So you thought once the ticket's cleared, you could just go back out?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Oh, and the new conviction, I see, your new sentence. Yeah, well, it's a tough lesson to learn, but it doesn't work that way. What are you doing now in the facility?
Really just my programs that I'm going to church. I'm doing
what programs?
NA.
I'm asking specifically what you're doing.
I'm doing tier 2 currently. I'm not done with that. And then the NA program.
You go to NA? When do you go to NA?
I just started 2 weeks ago. I usually go on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock.
Why did you start 2 weeks ago?
Because I had to wait for the program to move, and I had transferred from McDougal to here on the 5th. And the list in McDougal was really long, so I couldn't start.
You've been there for a month. What? Say that again?
Yeah, I transferred from McDougal to here on June 5th.
Yeah.
And it's a smaller facility, so I was able to get it faster. The list in McDougal was so long.
And I'm sorry, when did you say you go?
I go Wednesdays at 1 o'clock.
Wednesdays, okay. And when did you start tier 2? That's not in our system.
I've been on tier 2 since the end of June, like June 20 something. So less than
So
a
you
month
just-
as well. Yeah, I just started about like less than 3 weeks ago.
Okay, what else are you doing? Anything else?
No, I'm supposed to be doing voices, but I guess they haven't been doing them in this prison at this time. So it's really the two programs I've been doing.
What do you mean you're supposed to be doing voices? You have an OAP?
Yeah, they put it, I guess they added it, like in the last 3 months, they added it up there.
Are you still in the chronic discipline unit?
Yeah, I'm in the unit, yeah.
How do you get out of there?
I get out, I'm supposed to finish August 4th.
Phase 2, yeah, it's done August 4th. Chronic discipline unit, wow, okay. All right, Mr. Polk?
Yeah, Madam Chair, you
I don't
much
know.
asked the questions that if you're given the opportunity to go back out into the community at all, and you go out to a halfway house, are you prepared to abide by the rules of the halfway house? Or is it gonna be,
Yes.
it's not gonna be another situation where, and I don't mean to, give you a hard time on this, but like looking out the window and it not being enough and you leaving again?
No, I honestly, like I said before, I actually reached rock bottom this time, and it's not a good mindset to be in. I've been doing everything I possibly could. I mean, I'm on my psychiatric medication. I really just don't want to be in here when my grandmother dies, honestly. And me and her had a serious conversation, and it kind of broke something inside of me. It's hard to explain.
So,
I'm gonna make a motion to go into executive session to discuss confidential inmate information. Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Hang on, we're gonna go off the live stream so we can talk to you in private.
Mr. Morales, could you ask the CO to come back in a moment?
Yes, ma'am. She wants to speak to him, She wants to speak to him. Oh, they're on.
Are you finished?
No, she said she asked one of the officers to come in for.
Hello, officer.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're gonna hang up this call and I'm gonna send you a new pop-up on the tablet. When it appears, can you just press accept?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
It was going, she was changing the feed. Yeah, I just hit accept. There you go.
Yes. So I guess the answer is yes.
Okay. All right, we're out of executive session now. I just have a couple more questions for you. You mentioned your grandmother who's ill. Isn't she in Alabama?
My mother's mother is down here. My dad's mother and my dad's mother, my great grandmother's out here. And so is my dad.
Where do they live?
My dad lives in Waterbury. My father's mother lives actually right here in Norwich. And then my great grandmother, which is my father's mother's mother, is in an older people's home right here in New London.
Are you in contact with all these people?
I don't speak to my father's mother. I speak to my great grandmother. That's the one I was talking about that's a little older and has Alzheimer's.
Where's she?
She's in an older people's home. They just put her in New London, somewhere in New London.
Okay. All right. What about your dad? You have a relationship with your dad?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So your biggest support here is your sister?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, have you accepted that you can't go back to Alabama until your special parole is over?
Unfortunately, I have.
Well, okay, right. So why wouldn't you want to go to work, save some money so you'll be in a better place when you do get to Alabama?
No, I do. I do this time. I just,
okay.
Like I said before, I just didn't care before.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, do you have any questions?
Not really, Madam Chair.
You don't have any questions? All right. Okay. So we're going to deliberate. We're going to talk about your case now, okay? And please don't interrupt us.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll come back to you with our decision shortly. All right. So I think after speaking with Mr. Morales on the record and off the record in executive session, I think we have a better understanding of what's going on here, right?
Yes.
Regardless, this behavior is unacceptable. We cannot tolerate this type of behavior. So there certainly is a sanction in order. Here's what I propose, and we can discuss it. His voted to parole date was April 6th of 2026. I think if we offset that by a year, April 6th of 2027, he'll have over a year left on special parole where he could go to a halfway house and get a job, get some programming, save some money. Exactly. And prepare himself to go back to Alabama. In the meantime, of course, we are in July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I'm a child and I'm using my fingers. In the next 9 months, if he continues to get tickets, then he'll lose the state altogether and just stay with us till the end. Right. Now he knows this. Anything he does, he's got to come back to the board and answer for it. And this, in my opinion, would be a gift, but I'd like to, he's a young man. I'd like to give him an opportunity, at maybe perhaps a third chance at this. Thoughts?
I agree.
Mr. Rodriguez?
I do too. He's a young man. I think he struggled with some issues, and and it sounds as if he's starting to work on some of them, and he's gotten some realization of what he needs to help him.
And he's in tier 2. He finished tier 2.
Right. I would agree.
All right.
I think a year is a time to give him some time to finish the program.
Okay. So for STIPs, we have anger management, general contact with CK and JP, a halfway house, mental health treatment with medication compliance. Anything else? Did I miss anything?
No.
No.
I just wanted to clarify, Mr. Morales, you said you wanted to go to Waterbury now instead of Norwich? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Which will put him closer to his great grandmother.
Well, his sister's here. Hold on, Sam.
All right.
You don't seem very happy. Are you okay, Mr. Morales?
Oh, yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. All right. In the matter of Jonathan Morales, inmate number 395889. I'll make a motion to rescind his special parole with a 1-year offset and re-parole or new voted to parole date of April 6, 2027, with the following conditions: an anger management program in the community, general no contact with CK and JP, halfway house placement, and mental health treatment with medication compliance. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, Mr. Morales, you know what you have to do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How many months did I say with that?
9 months.
Well,
9 months left. You can't get into any trouble, okay? I think you can do this.
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you. You have a good one.
this concludes the rescission hearing for Jonathan Morales, number 395889.
You're an APOD, right?
Yes.
Somebody got one more call on them.
What are you doing?
Let's give a little tap. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Ms. Shintos, you can hear us okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Attorney Canning, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna get started, the rescission hearing. Good morning, I am Theo Meissner, a hearing examiner for the Board of Pardons and Paroles. Can the board members who are present today please state their names for the record?
Good morning, Jennifer Zachnini.
Morning, Mike Polk.
Morning, panel member Rodriguez.
This is a rescission hearing concerning Sanchez Anthony, number 327221. Today is July 9th, 2026. This hearing is being conducted at Corridor Correctional Center in the BOPP Central Office via video. This is a public hearing and public access to the hearing is available via video live stream. Can you please state your name and inmate number for the record?
My name is Anthony Sanchez, 327221.
We have counsel here today. Can you please identify yourself for the record?
Yes, Attorney Canning on behalf of Mr. Sanchez.
This is the rescission hearing to determine whether you have violated the conditions of your release. I will review and make findings of fact with each of the charges against you. If I find that you have violated one or more conditions of your release, the board will consider whether or not your release should be rescinded. The decision made by the board today was made final. This is an administrative hearing. The rules limiting the type of evidence admissible in a criminal trial do not apply in a parole rescission hearing. Disputed charges will be resolved by the preponderance of the evidence. The preponderance of the evidence means evidence that taken as a whole is more credible and convincing than the evidence offered in opposition to it. If at any time during the hearing you have a question about the procedure, feel free to ask me about it. At this hearing, you have certain rights, which I'll now review with you. Do you receive the written notice of the hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you receive a packet of information which includes the rescission notice and the information supporting the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to be represented by an attorney at this hearing. You have Attorney Canning here today representing you. You have a right to submit relevant documentary evidence, for example, letters or other written documents. Do you have any relevant documentary evidence to submit?
Yes. I have my appeals paper for two of my tickets that I was just recently found guilty of, which is the appeal process right now for the SRG. And for the tampering with safety and security, I have my appeals are in process at the moment. I've spoken to Mulligan and the SRG director, Papusha, and they said when they're done doing their review, they will get back to me on their decision. If my SRG should be terminated and I release back to population, or I should be kept in SRG.
Thank you. So at this hearing, you have a right to call voluntary witnesses and cross-examine adverse witnesses. Do you have any witnesses to testify today?
I don't. I would like to. There's a person that was involved in my process of being SRG'd, that he admits to being the leader of the Solios, and he does say that I'm not a member. I haven't been a member since 2016. I haven't been active, none of that. But I don't know if that's liable to be presented at the time.
Attorney Canning, are you requesting this?
I wasn't aware that you wanted any witnesses to testify. We can continue the hearing to see if they'll do it, but it's up to Mr. Sanchez if you want to move forward or not. This is the first time that I'm hearing that you wanted to call him as a witness.
Yeah, because I had spoken to him about the situation. He said he'll even testify that that I'm not an active member at all, that I haven't been since I rescinded renounced my affiliation since 2016. So I don't know if that would be a process that we could use, or I don't know. As you're my attorney, so I feel like, would that be?
I mean, I could reach out to him.
Yeah.
That my screen up back. I could reach out to him and see if he'll do it. It's going to continue the process. It's up to you if you want to move forward. And I don't know if he can tell you one thing, but then when the time comes, it is a public hearing, so he'll be saying it on the record in front of everyone to hear. I don't know if you explained that to him or not.
I mean, he's willing to do it today. He said if during my hearing, if he has to be called up, he don't mind coming up here to say it. So, I mean, I just want to move forward. I feel like, we can do this without him, honestly.
So would you like to move forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So my next question is, are you prepared to proceed with the hearing at this time?
Yes, I would like to proceed with the hearing.
Okay, so I will review each charge and inform you of the information underlying the charge. If you choose to make no reply to the charge, the hearing shall proceed and my decision will be made on the information available. At the conclusion of the fact-finding portion of the hearing, I will inform you of my findings. The hearing will then be turned over to the board to consider your suitability for re-release. So the testimony at today's hearing will be taken under oath. So Mr. Sanchez, can you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or solemnly affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
So I'm going to read the condition of the charge. So charge 1, under significant adverse information, 5 Class A disciplinary reports, including SRG affiliation. Since being granted a re-parole date on 10/9/25, Mr. Sanchez has been issued 5 disciplinary reports from 3/28/26 to 5/19/26. The disciplinary reports were issued for the following conduct: SRG affiliation 5/19/26, security tampering 5/19/26, contraband A 5/11/26, possession of buprenorphine, assault 5/9/26, punch on the inmate with a fist strike to the face, contraband A 3/28/26, possession of a large amount of pruno. The DR issued to the defender for SRG affiliation on 5/19/26 resulted in a security risk classification being raised from a score of 2 to 4. So now, would you like to respond to the charges, Attorney Canning, or?
Yes, I'd like to give a brief statement. The 2 contraband and the assault ticket, I think, kind of speak for themselves. Mr. Sanchez did plead guilty to those and did take responsibility along with the sanctions for those. He did mention already that he is in the process of appealing the SRG affiliation ticket and security tampering. The disciplinary reports for the SRG affiliation, it's a bit vague, as he already indicated. He was speaking with another individual on the phone and talking about their role in the alleged SRG gang. There was nothing specific pertaining to Mr. Sanchez about that. The fact that he had knowledge of this, as he already indicated, he was previously in the gang, renounced all that membership, and did so back in 2016 when he was 28. He's now 38. It's a decade later. He's trying to better himself, be a changed man. And just basically what DOC is finding him guilty, it's guilty by association, which shouldn't be the case. The fact that he knows members, or as the disciplinary report said, coordinated movement between him and other gang members. There's going to be gang members in jail, so the fact that he's moving about with them or around them does not necessarily mean that he himself is a gang member. As far as with the security tampering, he also indicated he's appealing that as well. His fiance was recently released to a halfway house. He was checking in on her with her brother's PIN number. He understands that he shouldn't have done that. However, he is where he is now because of that.
So would you would like to offer is there a partial admittance, a full admittance, or a denial regarding the charge that's read?
Partial admittance.
Which part is the denial?
The SRG affiliation and security tampering, the 2 that he's currently appealing.
Thank you for clarifying. So what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to announce my findings in regards to the charge. So I do make a finding of violation on charge 1, condition significant adverse information, Class A disciplinary reports, including SRG affiliation, based on the evidence and provided, which I find more credible than testimony offered in opposition to it. So that includes the fact finding portion. Should you be re-paroled? Where do you plan to live? Do you have any employment options?
Yes, I do. I feel I shouldn't be re-paroled, yes. And I chose to leave the Hartford area because that's where I'm known from. That's where my history, my past, I'm trying to leave all that behind and start a new life, basically move forward. I've started a nonprofit organization, which is in the process of being pushed forward, which is called Beneath the Surface, which is counseling, counseling to youth, trying to go again, like to understand their root of find the root to them feeling either out of place at home, fighting against the gang life in the streets, not feeling like they need to resort to go sell drugs or go play with guns or be around the wrong crowd, because I've made that mistake plenty of times. And this is just something that I've learned from being a graduate from the SCRIPT program, which is now, in the prison system now, which Ed started, which was a felon that came home after doing 40 years. I am a graduate of that program. Ed has helped me to go to Goodwin University, which I went to for Sociology 101. I go back to school. I'm planning to go back to school in September. Me and my fiance are supposed to be getting married in September also. I plan to not go back to Hartford. This is why I asked for the Norwich area, to be away from that, what I'm used to. I want a new area, new place, so I can be able to just focus on the positive moving forward. Yes, I've made my mistakes. You know, I'm not perfect. I admit that I have still things to work on. Right now in the SRG program, I am the barber. My lawyer can confirm that even the counselor has let him know that I got hired as the barber. So I am doing things that I'm supposed to, you know, to keep myself out the way and out the trouble. And I just feel that, you know, the SRG part is a misunderstanding. Yes, I should have never assaulted Mr. Lewis. I asked him to get in contact because his fiance is my baby mom's aunt. So I asked him to get in contact with her so I could talk to my son, because every day for 2 calls, so we get 6 calls, I talked to my son, and me and my kid's mother had a little dispute, and she stopped all contacts between me and my son, which he is 17 at the moment. And I asked Mr. Lewis to talk to his fiance, which was Lucy, and he said he wasn't getting involved. I made a rash decision. I understand that was wrong. You know, and I punched him, you know, out of anger, because I felt that was my last straw of getting in contact with my son, because my son is my everything. You know, he's the reason why I moved forward to do positive. Yes, like I said, yes, I ran from the bracelet a few times from the halfway house, but that's not what I want to do. You know, I'm getting too old for this. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is not what I want my life to be as a definition. You know, like I said, I started Beneath the Surface nonprofit organization. I'm also planning to go back to schools to further that field and understand more of what I need to do to actually better myself in the process. You know,
Did he answer your question about employment?
Did you have any? Yeah.
I have the Aldi's warehouse out in New London. I have a friend that works there already, and he said he could get me a position in shipping and receiving. So I do have a position waiting for me if I'm able to be re-paroled on the 21st. I'll be hired by the 28th, by the 29th. I'm also to go to the extent to be placed on a bracelet for the rest of my remainder of parole. I'm willing to agree to that, and if I violate, I can give me the rest of my time. But I don't see that the violation as a result. But I feel like going forward, I won't come to jail. So yes, I do have
Full-time or part-time job?
It's going to be full-time.
And you want to return to a halfway house, you would like to go to a halfway house in Norwich?
Yeah, the Norwich area, anywhere. That's why I chose Norwich, because it's the furthest from Hartford. But anywhere further from Hartford, I don't want to go back to Hartford. I feel like if I go back to Hartford, it's going to be an attempt to, you know, for me to end up coming back to jail, and I don't want that.
Is there anything further from you or your attorney before I turn it over to the chair?
I have nothing further.
Okay, so Mr. Sanchez's re-parole date is 7/21/26 at this time. His special parole completion date was 9/24, is 9/24/29. So I'm now turning it over to the panel chair.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Sanchez. Well, let me clarify one thing. The security tampering was for the phone call?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're denying and appealing that, but you admit that you used another PIN to reach out to her?
I'm denying it because I was told by the appeals officer, if I only get found guilty for using a pen, then that would help the SRG part, because they're using the phone call for the SRG.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I'm appealing.
I understand, but you acknowledge you did it.
I acknowledge that I used the phone, but I'm appealing the SRG part of it.
Okay. So you were talking to somebody who's in a gang, talking about their gang activities?
I was talking to my fiance's brother. That's
right.
who. That's what I was calling.
And he's an active gang member?
Not no more. Not no more. He was, yes.
So have you had any associations with gang members? Or any, contact?
Since I've been incarcerated, no.
Okay.
You know, I feel like, I'm sorry.
If I'm being honest with you, I mean, of course, the SRG affiliation is very concerning. You're in the SRG program now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what phase are you in?
I'm in phase 2. I'm on a cool down period. I can't do nothing until September, October. They have me because I have to be 3 months, 3 months on the program, and then I start phase 2, like the actual package and stuff. And that's why they gave me a job in the process, because they see that me being there before, I'm really not an issue, and you know.
But it's longer your second time around, is it not?
No, they changed the phase situation. So now, for me coming back to the program, even though yes, this is my second time around, it's going to be a year if I complete the program.
Okay, when is that year done?
It started when I got there.
Right, when did you get?
The 16th, after my after I got
Oh, okay. Okay, so May. Okay, so that's very concerning, but while that's concerning, I'm more concerned about your assaultive behavior. Your underlying charges that started all of this are assaults, serious assaults. And you took the anger management program, you've been incarcerated for years, and we're still punching people in the face when we don't get our way? What? How do you explain that?
Made a mistake, miss. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh yeah, I'm this perfect kid. You know, I made a mistake.
Well, we're not talking about perfect. We're talking about criminal behavior. I don't expect anybody to be perfect, but you come back in for a conviction for a weapon and motor vehicle, right? So
which was hold on, miss.
we know exactly what it was. We read the file.
All right.
I know exactly what it was. It doesn't matter to me that it was a BB gun. You're not allowed to have it.
I told the officer though,
it wasn't mine. It's mistake after mistake. Well, then you shouldn't be in the car. Like when did these serious mistakes end? It wasn't in a car. Okay.
I was on the scooter. Sorry.
Well, whatever. Without a license, like there's a lot here to process. So if I get any of the details wrong, feel free to correct me. But my point is, your offense and your special parole are very serious charges, and you're supposed to be showing everyone how you've changed. And I don't know how you do that when you're committing assaults while you're incarcerated. And what about the contraband tickets? How do you explain that?
Well, I wanted to drink. I was stressed out. I'm going through a lot. You know, my fiance was locked up. Communication with my son stopped, so I resorted to buying alcohol, and you know, and
I don't know. Yeah, and using those are very poor choices. You're continuing to show that you're making poor choices. That's what we see. I don't see a whole lot of positive before me, and I don't feel very confident that if we put you back out on your special parole, things are going to go smoothly based on what I'm looking at in front of me.
I made one mistake. It ain't like I keep catching tickets for this. This whole time, I never caught a ticket for none of it until that one moment. And then I haven't caught a ticket ever since, because once you get found with stuff like that, they keep searching your cell. They keep doing that. And I don't get caught with none of it because I'm not involving myself in that scenario anymore, because I felt like that was a stupid decision in the first place.
But I mean, it was just too much. And you're waiting to go. You should have been going out, what, in a week? What's today's date?
Yeah.
Did you think that we were going to ignore assault and contraband tickets?
I didn't know about that. You can have a rescission hearing off of tickets. I'm gonna be honest.
Of course you can. If you're showing that you might be a danger out in the community, of course you can. Why would we allow you to keep your date? I'm glad you're being honest, but that it just proves to us that the poor decision making is continuing. You were denied discretionary parole, and I guess you proved that panel right.
Discretionary. That was 2019.
Yeah, I'm just saying, the behavior has continued. So I don't know why we would feel comfortable putting you back out there with all of this still going on. And you weren't successful out on parole either. When does it end? You're 38 years old, Mr. Sanchez. We want you to go out there and be successful. We don't want to keep seeing you. What is it going to take for you to be successful?
This is why I'm leaving the area. That's why I'm asking to be put in a different environment. If I'm put in a different environment, I thought going back that I had it handled. I thought that. Yes, I thought that I had it handled, that I had a grip on life, that I had the right choices. I made the right readjustment. No, I didn't. I got back into the same area that got me in trouble, and I made mistakes. I let it become my person, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, it's because of this. No, I put myself in, how they say, in hell's fire, playing around, and I got burned because I let it become who I was.
So are you suggesting, sir, that there's no trouble in the Norwich area?
I don't know nobody, so I should go about life as long as I don't put myself in situations, there shouldn't be no issues.
Right, but you're putting yourself in situations right now. What if someone out in Norwich says something that you don't like, you can punch them in the face? And as soon as you start picking up drugs again, it's all going to go out the window. Or you decide you're stressed out, so you're going to go have some drinks and do something foolish.
I feel this time around, I'm not going to do none of that.
You're doing it right now. You did it a few months ago. You need better coping skills.
One day of a mistake, because I didn't use the alcohol. One day I didn't use it, nor did I use the drug. I didn't use it at all. I had it there. I was fighting demons to be like, should I use it? Should I do it? And I didn't. That's why they found it. If not, I don't do it. I don't do it ever since. I haven't done it.
Okay, but that's the same as saying you have drugs on you out in the community, but you didn't sell them. It's the same thing. You're still breaking the law. You're just breaking the rules.
No, that's understandable. I'm not saying that, it's not wrong. Wrong is wrong, right is right. And you're right. Yeah, I should have never had that in the first place.
You need to learn better coping skills, better self-control. I mean, you took some programs. I don't know if you learned anything from them, but maybe you need to take them again. Are you doing programming in SRG?
I can't do programming. They're not allowed to do
when you're done with your schooling off period, are there programs there?
They just have us sit in phases. They don't do packets no more. They used to, when it first started, the phase packets.
Yeah.
They used to give us packets. Here, do this packet.
Right.
Come to group. They don't do that no more. They stopped all that. So it's just you sit there.
So you're going to sit there for a year?
That's basically what they're going to do if you rescind my going home on the 21st.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to reach out and get some updated information about the SRG program. You just sit in silence for a year.
They're talking about bringing the package back, but they haven't actually done it yet.
But you're working as a barber?
Yes, ma'am.
What else? Are there any groups or meetings or anything you can do?
No, that's it.
All
it's
right.
just jobs and just stay out of trouble. That's it. Just jobs and don't fight.
Right. Okay. We'll reach out to Papusha and see what's going on in that in the SRG unit. All right, Mr. Rodriguez.
I mean, it's hard to ask any question because there isn't anything he can really do at this particular point. The decisions and the behaviors has been. I mean, so I guess I understood you to say that you didn't realize that these tickets would affect your reparole date?
Yes, sir.
You didn't realize that?
I did not have any acknowledgement.
How do you think it would make a decision on whether or not it would make sense to let you out? How did you, on what basis do you think we would do that?
Like I said,
No, he didn't know there was a rescission process. He thought no one was ever gonna know that he got these tickets.
no, I didn't. I'm not saying that as an excuse that it's okay
Right.
for me to catch the tickets.
Right,
I'm
I
saying that
understand.
I made my mistakes.
That's the challenge. I mean, that's kind of the spot that we're put in, right?
Yes,
You got the tickets, and we have to deal with that reality.
understood. This is
Even
why
though you are appealing too, you still got those tickets.
understood.
And that's the challenge that we have. And yeah, and she's right. You're a young man. You're 38 years old. Like, at what point do you say, "Hey, this is," while you're in there or whether you're outside? At what point do you say, it's time to kind of grow up?
Like I said, I'm saying it now in front of you. Like I'm willing to go as far as being stuck on a bracelet.
You're gonna be on the bracelet anyway. That's not, like, we're not
No, I'm
playing
saying,
let's make a
listen,
deal
listen.
here.
No. Listen, miss. I'm saying I'm willing to be on the bracelet my remainder of the time. Anytime that I violate, you can give me my rest of my time that I owe on special parole. Like, that's just to show you that I'm willing to go that far to prove that I'm not gonna be out there fuck up. I'm not gonna be a idiot. I'm not trying to come back to jail at all. I'm really about to go home and do something. I have a lot of things going forward, prepared and waiting. Like, I write music. This is another thing. I write music. I have a potential, basically a business deal with a label, a local label from.
And that's kind of like the really shame of all of this, that that kind of thrown out because of your behavior, your decision making, all that stuff, all that positive stuff that you're talking about, all got. That's. And I have a lot of questions because there's nowhere to really go with this. You can't take any programs. I guess we'll follow up and figure out what's going on with that package, because it seems to me that there are programs that are associated with SRG unit, but I mean, it puts us in a tough spot, Mr. Sanchez, and I think you can see that.
Understood.
I don't have any additional questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Polk.
So, thank you, Madam Chair. So, Mr. Sanchez, you started out by saying that September you have your starting classes with Goodwin.
Yes, I'm doing online classes with Goodwin University, starting to get my associates in sociology 101.
Okay, so those are online classes. None of those classes are in person at Goodwin.
Because obviously, if you put me in a halfway house in Norwich, it's going to be hard for me to travel from Norwich to East Hartford. So that's where the online classes come in, so I can further my education, further my understanding. I'm reading books in here to help me understand the deeper root of behavioral management. It ain't like I'm just sitting here in a cell all day, just, what am I doing? I thought about my behavior. I've learned that, yes, this is too much. This is not who I want to be. This is not who I want to define me,
I just wanted to make sure, because certainly Goodwin is based in East Hartford, which is right next to Hartford.
Yeah.
But those are online classes. That's really all I have.
Thank you. Who else is in the SRG programming? What other staff is there?
There are a bunch of new staff. I haven't Silva, Conrad, I don't really know. I stay in myself. If I don't come out to work, I really stay to myself. I don't come out unless I shower or we go to the gym or we play basketball. That's it. I just stay in myself. I keep to myself because, like I said, that's not my life anymore. So I don't care to be around it or to hear anything.
All right. All right, are you done? Did you say everything you needed to say? Attorney Canning, everybody? We're gonna deliberate.
Nothing
Okay.
to add.
All right. All right. So give us a few minutes to discuss your case. Okay. And we'll get back to you with our decision shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Send this email quick. All right. All right, so Mr. Sanchez has 5 new tickets. He's in the SRG program. And then, of course, the 2 contraband and the assault ticket, which he's pretty honest about. All very concerning. And he can't do any programs. Of course, he did all the programs, right, during his
Well, he's done it. Yeah.
original incarceration. He's done all these programs, so, and we'll find out shortly what he can do while he's in that program, but, I'm concerned, if I'm being honest, you know, however, he's got a long way to go. Do I want to keep a 38-year-old in prison until 2029? No, of course not. Now he knows that when you get these tickets, you come back to the board and we decide what the sanction will be on top of whatever DOC decides. So my thoughts are, if he can get through this program and stay out of trouble in the meantime, then you can go back out.
Yeah.
Anything happens in the meantime, he comes back to us and he can stay until 2029, I suppose, but so maybe a year. Saying his voted parole date was 7/21/26. We go to 27. He'll still have over 2 years out in the community, which is, I think, more than fair given the circumstances. What are your thoughts,
I would agree.
Mr. Rodriguez?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Sure. I think he could still utilize some reprogramming as well, you know, taking some additional, if they can get him the SRG program. Even if he's not, he probably just programs he does when his appeal. In the program.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes, you
so
might, when they
I think
get out of the SRG program. Yeah.
It would be appropriate.
Ms. Folk?
I agree. And that's part of it too, is that I think it's, you know, he was put on special parole by the court for a reason.
Right.
And I think it's part of it, if we can avoid him not going to 2029
Right.
and finishing all the time inside.
Yeah.
That would be a good thing because I think, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the supervision is designed to help him if he takes
Right.
advantage of it. And of course, yeah, we always want to see that.
He said he has some
And-
positive things he wants to do too. He's got his music and the other things that he
Yeah,
wants.
no, he's got a lot of good things going on. Get out of his own way. All right, there's a whole lot of conditions here. All right, in the matter of Anthony Sanchez, MA number 327221, I'll make a motion to rescind his special parole with 1 year offset. So his new voted to parole date, July 21st, 2027.
The 20th is Friday.
I'm sorry?
21st is Saturday. You want to do the 20th?
20th is fine, sure. July 20th, 2027. His re-parole is contingent upon successful completion of the SRG program. He says it's a year, so hopefully it is. Okay, additional conditions. No alcohol consumption, halfway house placement, and he chose the Norwich area, right? That's what he told us. Mental health evaluation and treatment if it's deemed necessary. Domestic violence program in the community. No contact with victims. I have initials GNIT, BG, JH, MG, JS, JB, JL, DR, JD. It'll be spelled out in the disposition, so you'll know who those people are. No contact with co-defendants. EHDRENFFS. I don't have all the names spelled out in front of me, but and no driving without your parole officer's permission. Do you have a license? Did you get a license?
I do have a license.
Okay.
It was just
No
under
driving without
suspension.
parole officer's permission. It was under suspension?
Yes.
Okay.
They
So
told
you
me
did
that I was able to operate a scooter that's under 50 cc's, which doesn't need a legal
Oh, okay.
license. That's what I was on.
Yeah.
Scooter.
Clever. All right. Is there a second to the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you understand?
Understood.
Mr. Sanchez, you understand? You know what you have to do.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to finish the program without any tickets, and then you'll go out for the last 2 years and a couple months. You know, we really do want you to be successful. This was a lot for us. This is a very difficult decision. I hope you understand that. And we wish you the best. Thank you, Attorney Canning.
Thank you.
This concludes.
Good luck, sir.
Rescission hearing for Anthony Sanchez, number 327-261. Off the record.